Welcome, young builders, to this high-energy explainer. Today, we're unrolling a top-secret, ancient blueprint straight from the sweeping sands of the desert. We're looking at the extraordinary architectural specifications found in Exodus chapter 26. So, are you ready to put on your hard hats, grab your tools, and discover how to build a masterpiece under the starry Egyptian sky? Let's jump right in.
Okay, so let's set the scene. Imagine you and your entire community have just left Egypt. You're wandering right in the middle of a massive, swirling desert sandstorm. You've got your family tents, your animals, all your belongings. But here's a massive question for us. Where exactly does God live? I mean, if the creator of the universe is going to travel through the desert with you, he definitely needs a very special dwelling place, right?
Well, the answer to that is the tabernacle. Now, this wasn't just any regular camping tent you'd pitch out in your backyard. It was a magnificent, highly important blueprint for a divine desert dwelling. It was designed using precise instructions directly from God, and it was brilliantly built so it could be carefully packed up and moved wherever the people traveled. Section 1. Curtains and coverings, woven yarn and leather. According to the blueprint, the extraordinary inner layer of the tabernacle was made of 10 massive sheets of finely woven linen. And they didn't just use your everyday plain thread. They used these vibrant blue, purple, and scarlet yarns. Even cooler, they had magnificent winged creatures called cherubim crafted right into the fabric by highly skilled artisans. Each one of these giant sheets was exactly 42 feet long and 6 feet wide. That's absolutely massive, and every single one was the exact same size. Now think about this for a second. How do you connect these huge pieces together without zippers? They joined two big sets of 5 sheets together by making exactly 50 blue loops on the edge of one set and 50 on the other. Then they used 50 glowing gold fasteners, clicking them into the loops to lock it all together into one giant puzzle piece. This made the tabernacle a perfect, seamless single unit.
But let's be real. A stunning linen tent wouldn't survive very long in a harsh desert sandstorm, would it? So to protect that delicate inner layer, they stacked 3 more giant coverings right on top. First, a layer of goat's hair sheets, folding an overhang at the front. Then, a covering of tanned ram skins. And finally, they topped the whole thing off with tough, fine leather on the very outside. That's 4 amazing layers stacked up to keep the inside perfectly safe from the elements.
Moving on to Section 2. Frames and sockets, acacia wood and silver.
They had to build the upright walls, and for this, they used solid acacia wood planks. But they didn't just leave them as plain wood. No way. They overlaid every single plank completely in pure gold. Each one of these golden frames stood a towering 15 feet tall and over 2 feet wide. Just imagine how incredibly heavy and shiny that must have been sitting out there in the desert sun.
Now here's the really crucial point. These massive golden walls couldn't just sit right on top of the soft desert sand, or they'd sink completely. So the blueprint called for 20 planks on the south side and 20 on the north. At the bottom of each plank were 2 projections that locked perfectly into shining silver sockets. They placed 2 sockets under every single plank, making 40 heavy silver sockets per side, to keep everything perfectly straight and tall.
And to make absolutely sure the tabernacle never fell over in a storm, the builders used crossbars. 5 acacia wood crossbars totally covered in gold slid perfectly through golden rings that were attached to the wooden walls on each side. The middle crossbar was actually extra special. It was placed halfway up and extended all the way from one end of the wall to the very other end. It made the whole structure practically unbreakable.
Section 3. The inside veil, blue, purple, and scarlet.
If we step right inside the tent and pass through those massive golden walls, we find the ultimate divider. It was a stunning inner veil made of that same blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, with winged cherubim woven right into it. This specific curtain separated the holy place from a secret, ultra-sacred room called the especially holy place. And that is exactly where the Ark for the Testimony was carefully kept. Just outside this dividing curtain, back in the holy place, God gave exact coordinates for the furniture. They precisely placed a special wooden table on the north side of the tent, and right opposite to it, beaming with light on the south side, they placed a glowing menorah. Every single thing had its precise, perfect spot in this sacred blueprint. To finish the building, they obviously needed a front door. A brilliant, multicolored woven screen made of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn was hung at the front entrance of the tent. This stunning screen hung on 5 gold-covered posts, but unlike the inside, these front posts sat in heavy bronze sockets, locking into place to complete the magnificent structure.
Finally, Section 4, the mountain design and building instructions.
So, what does this all mean? Well, all of these precise details actually reveal our first huge lesson from the master builder. On the outside, the tabernacle was covered in coarse, plain leather. But on the inside, it was filled with glowing gold and brilliant, colorful linen. This shows us that true beauty is on the inside. It teaches us that God values the wonderful, hidden character of your heart far, far more than any flashy outward appearance.
This ultimate blueprint also teaches us 4 extraordinary rules. First, God deeply desires to dwell with us and walk alongside humanity. Second, details absolutely matter to God. Intentional obedience to His instructions is how we honor Him. Third, divine order brings His holy presence right into our lives. And finally, God's incredible holiness always requires a safe covering to protect us. It's an amazing symbol of grace.
As we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with a final master builder question. God gave the Israelites a precise blueprint to build a magnificent home for Him. So how will you build your heart to be a beautiful place today? What kind of inner beauty are you designing?
Keep seeking out the beauty inside, follow the master builder's plans, and thanks for joining our grand, colorful desert adventure today. Click the bell button, like, share, and subscribe.